supply the material to your child's vision. Supply the material for your child's vision. And with that, they get the chance to explore. They get the chance to see, okay, I like this. I have this. This is some things that, I'm interested in doing. And you have some youth that, might not know exactly where, but if you supply them, then they can have something to work with. What I wanted to be as a kid was an artist. I drew when I was little. As it relates to me now, just creativity. An artist, any entrepreneur, visionary, it starts with creativity. You see it, but then you now have to put it on paper. So as it connects with me now, just being creative.
All right. Good morning, Savannah, and welcome to the Savannah Business Showcase. I'm here this morning with another very special guest, a lady who's been sending me a lot of referrals, which has been awesome. Yes. So if you've listened to Cherie's interview, or soon to be a couple more people, I'm grateful to have her in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So I'm here with Bernice Loman. Am I pronouncing it right?
That's correct.
Okay, Bernice Loman of Loman Creative Services.
Yes.
All right, so why don't you introduce yourself to the people, and we'll go from there.
Well, I'm Bernice Loman of Loman Creative Services. I'm the CEO of Loman Creative Services, where we service in marketing, website designing, website updates, technology workshops, social media management, marketing, videography, photography, all that great stuff.
All of it.
And as you mentioned, I sent you some referrals. So we believe in assisting with small businesses and ministries. That's what we do. Try to connect and assist you any way we can.
That's awesome. So what got you into the business world? Actually, I take that back. I'm gonna start over. I have another question that I've been starting with, and we're gonna go for the question. The idea of it. So the idea of the show, Savannah Business Showcase, is to give you a platform to share your business with Savannah, but also to inspire local entrepreneurs and business owners to get out there and jump in.
Yes.
Right. So here's the scenario. Right. You're walking through your neighborhood. A little kid comes up to you and says, Bernice, you're my hero. I want to be like you when I grow up. So in the language that a 10 or 12-year-old can understand, what does it take to be Bernice Loman?
Hard work.
Simple enough.
Hard work. Yes, absolutely. To be Bernice is a lot of people can't do what I do. I do a lot. Thanks to God, can I say that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's no glorification of my own. So, I give him praise for it, but I do a lot, and people can see that, like, work that's being displayed or portrayed on my social media networks. The things that we do is like, it's hard work. It takes sometimes working over the normal 9 hours or 10 hours. And I'm a creative person. I'm a visionary, very large and visionary. So with my vision being that, like, large, I sometimes can, like, get up at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and my mind is constantly thinking of something new to do, or some new partnerships, or how I can help small businesses in different ways. Like, for instance, like, I recently had a Facebook Live, and I was talking about the benefits of email marketing. So with that, I was like, with all the questions that I had with email marketing, my mind instantly came up like, okay, with that, I had questions about the email marketing. I'm now about to plan a YouTube Live to share the benefits of how, not only the benefits, but how you can see it from the back end. Mm-hmm. So I took it a whole nother step further. Only a thought process, thinking will expand just one thing, instead of saying, hey, schedule a consultation with me. Of course, that's a good idea. Yeah. Most businesses do that, but I take it another step further into educating why you need it. And so it's hard work putting more things together versus come to my office, schedule this, this is what we can do. That's the norm. And that's what stands me apart. That's what stands Loman Creative Services apart. We love to educate. We love to share why you need certain things. Yes, you need this, but why you do it.
Yeah.
So that's That's what stands me apart.
Good.
It's hard work.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so I can tell you're a visionary. I can tell you do work hard. So like, how do you, when you get these ideas, when you wake up in the morning or when you wake up at 3 a.m., you're good?
Oh, you're going to add it. I'm on Facebook Live right now, guys.
Yeah, so everybody out there listening, she has a phone up on Facebook Live. So if you hear her shout somebody out, that's who it is. Anyway, so when you wake up at 3 a.m. with the idea, how do you stay focused? Because that's my problem, right? So like, how do you stay focused on the task at hand versus just jumping from one honeypot to the next honeypot?
I actually am very, what is the word? Not only strategic, but I'm more my, what should I call it? Accountability partner. Okay. I'm my own accountability partner, where I actually write down what I need to do, and I go back and see what did I do for that week. I write down my goals. I plan with the goals that I have. Mm-hmm. So for the idea that I mentioned about the Facebook Live and then entering into the YouTube Live, I had that plan. I put that down once that idea was there. Like, I'm going to schedule this time. Mm-hmm. This is what more people wanted to know. So I'm going to give them the back end of the email marketing and explain this is what's happening. Now, after you understand and know the importance, you know the benefits, you see the back end. Mm-hmm. If you still need some help with that, we can assist you with that. Mm-hmm. So I had already had a plan. This is the day, this is the time I'm going to do it. This is the time I'm going to market it. That's what I mean about hard work. You know, it's not just putting a plan. You got to know your audience, understanding your audience. When are they on social media? What times? When did they visit the website? Those are some things, just data. Those are, those are some things that requires effort. It requires effort.
I agree. So being your own accountability partner, that's rare. Like, most people can't do that. Most people get sidetracked, or they start saying, negative things about themselves in their head, or they just start procrastinating. Like, so how, like, what is it about you that's different? Like, how can you do that? Or is it just something natural to you?
I think it's natural too. Well, let me say this. I'm the only child. Okay. So I had already grew up trying to, I would say with that has helped me understand myself, things that my weaknesses, my strength, learning planning, learning goals. That has helped me a lot tremendously. As I grew up, I understood that, like, okay, this is going to work. This is going to help me in the long run. Mm-hmm. So I think that has played a big part. Now, when I say I'm my own accountability partner, it does not take away from, I do have other accountability partners as well, but being my own, holding my own self accountable has tremendously helped my business.
Yeah. So. I was the only child too, but I don't have that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have the same ability. I think my mom did too much for me. Yeah, she's listening, so I'm talking. Just throwing a jab at her right now. So like, who do you follow? So you have an energy. You have a. I can tell that you're listening. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like, who do you follow? Who are your influencers?
My influencers, one, I love TD Jake's team.
Okay.
Bishop TD Jake's team. I usually, because I don't really like to put myself like in a category, but I would say that I love to help small businesses and ministries, and you will find me say that a lot. It's across all our material. Like, I'm a Christian. I love to help different, not only businesses, but I believe I'm called to help ministries as well, and to teach them in the marketplace, to teach them like, hey, you too can have excellent work. You still can have excellent graphics, but still represent Christ. You still can represent your ministry. So with that being said, I follow a lot of large ministry teams, In Touch Ministries, Potter's House Ministries. I love Joel Osteen's. I love to see how they use their graphics and how they portray still a great message, but it's in the social media world.
Right.
Those are my following. I love Dr. Matthew Stevenson.
Okay.
I love his work. So those are my influences right now, because that's who I believe I'm called to help, small ministries and small businesses.
Awesome. All right. So I've done probably going on 20 interviews so far, and only a few people have been bold enough. I don't know if bold, but you know what I'm saying, like just proud enough to say that I'm a Christian.
Yes.
And put it out there, and that's a good thing, right? I feel like that's a good thing. Most people are afraid. So like, so why? Like, how has that been profitable for you? You know, just to be open, or has it been profitable?
Yes, it's been profitable because, like you said, there are not that many people that you have came across already that has been that bold to say that. And that's what stands me apart. I understand who I am. I understand where, who I'm called to help, who I'm called to assist. And so with that is open up a big opportunity for me, because I find out that there are some ministries that are looking for type of work that I do. They're looking for to pass out messages and to help bridge the gap between the older generation of doing church and helping the young ministries. And a lot of it has opened a large gateway for us to go in and assist to help with young ministries. I bet so. So you do quite a bit. So what was so you do audio, video, you do social media, you do everything just about on the social media side of the game. Yes.
Have you ever thought about like niching down and going like just for one thing really hard, or you just gonna keep it spread out?
Keep it spread out because I'm keeping my vision ahead of me.
Okay.
And I've got that question before. Like, there was, I can't remember who it was, but there was like a well-known brand coach that said, you have to find your niche and just focus on that one thing. But I find that what has helped me is having my vision ahead of me allows me to open up different avenues of ways that has helped our business and that can help other businesses as well. So for instance, for an example, we started out with website designing.
Okay. But
then there were so many people that the service we were getting, customers were like, I see you have website designing. I need website designing, but I also need graphic designing. Okay, I have I need the graphic work that needs to go on my website, but I need content, so I need a content writer. And then I need you to add or plug in my social media, but I haven't been working my social media page as much, so we need somebody to do that. I like the stock photos, but I want to see people. I want people to see me when they go on their website and the work that I actually do. So, hey, that person needs what? Photography. Yeah. And it's the video that grabs people when they're on my website, they say. So, hey, we need what? Video. So it's like a whole thing. And it just make business sense to get a one-stop shop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So our vision ahead is to not only be a one-stop shop, but also teach other businesses, how to expand in business. And that's where we have incorporated the technology training, teaching businesses, hey, you can expand with your business. You can expand with your business and you don't have to stay at one stop. And our vision is when a person visit our website, they don't have to go anywhere else. When someone calls us, they don't have to go anywhere else. There are some business partners that we have partnered with that offers something totally different, and it can be a compliment and has been a compliment for them.
Gotcha.
But as far as like graphics, marketing in general, we're the one-stop shop.
I like that idea. I mean,
it's business sense.
Yeah, it's working for you.
It's working for us.
Yeah.
The money comes to us. Let's talk business. The business comes to us.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yes.
So let's take a step back. So who is Bernice? Where are you from? Only child?
Only child. Originally from small town, Windsor, North Carolina. When I say Windsor, I like to say Windsor, North Carolina, because when I say North Carolina, they be like, Charlotte, you from? No. You from Greensboro? No. You from Raleigh? No. So I say, I'm from Windsor, North Carolina. That's where I'm from. Small town, very small town. But I love my upbringing. I was raised by my mom, single parent, very strong Christian woman, and that's one of the backgrounds of me that I do not regret. I love her till this day. So that's who I am.
Okay. And what brought you to Savannah?
What brought me to Savannah? Leading of the Holy Spirit, and I applied for a grad MBA program. My first intent, if you're familiar with North Carolina, in the Eastern North Carolina area, ECU is the well-known college. So I applied there, but long story short, I ended up here because I got accepted really quickly by South University.
Gotcha.
So I finished my MBA program here. Well, I actually moved here, finished my MBA program here in Savannah, met my wonderful husband, met some great people here, assisted in ministry. I also sing. Okay. I also do music. All right. I'm a musician. So I assisted a lot of ministries here, both ministry musically and as well as business. That's so awesome. It just made sense to stay. Made some good connections and still do to this day. I love Savannah.
My wife and I were both, basically we're both North Carolinians. We both Tar Heels, North Carolina. Awesome. And we started we were in the marching band, and that's how we met. So definitely band and music runs in our veins as well. So are you married?
Yes, married. It'll be 6 years.
And your husband's co-owner of the business?
Yes, he is. Awesome. I would not have done it without him.
Okay.
I tell everybody, even in my workshops, and just talking, like they be like you were asking, who's Bernice? Like, the business itself started with the idea of the both of us to put in both of our ideas, because he loves the videography part and video editing, the photography piece. I can do those things, but I'm the business person. I could do the graphics, I could do the social media and all of that great stuff, a little bit of both, but I'm the CEO, but together we make a good team.
Okay, so what are tips and advice for people in your situation where they're going into business with a spouse or a loved one? What is your advice for being successful in that?
First, see if you two can be a business partner, because you may be one in marriage as a union, but that does not mean you can both be business partners. Right. And to just sit down and talk and be real about it and say, hey, is this something that you really want to do? Because it does take, again, hard work and effort, just a marriage alone, and then here's the business side. So you have to learn to, I would say, separate it. So you really can't separate because you're married, but still when it's time to do business conversations and decisions, then it has to be you're not my husband right now. Right. You the co-owner, talk to me.
Be real. Okay, so another step back. So I've thought about this for a long time. I love business, I love entrepreneurship, but I don't have an MBA. Thought about getting one. So I'll ask you one about like your experience at South University. But first, like, do you think, like, being where you are now, do you think you needed an MBA to start and do what you do?
To start it? Maybe not. I believe Mark, the CEO of Facebook, didn't have a degree till later. I think he recently graduated. So there are a lot of people that do not have not one degree, but maybe a high school diploma, and they're very successful. So with that, no, I don't think it may have been needed to start it, but it has tremendously helped me as far as the strategic planning. I still remember and have my notes of learning statistics of why people do what they do. Learning not only strategy for a business, but the plan out of it, and just different things that I have learned in my MBA program that I would not have known just mysteriously waking up trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I had great leaders. I had great hey, everybody's saying good point. There's just some things that I have learned through leaders. You had asked me recently about different people that I follow. I still had great colleagues, different teachers that has tremendously helped me in my MBA program and my BS program that has really helped me in business that I look up to now.
Awesome. All right. So what did you think about? Is South still around, or did they just
South
merge?
is. They expanded.
Okay. Who just merged?
Now they did merge, I think, with a pharmacy program to expand their pharmacy, and also their they have like a ministerial program now. Okay. Yeah, you can get your ministry degree.
But you enjoyed your experience at South?
I did.
Yeah. Okay.
When I first came at South, I was on ground. But then I transitioned to just all online. I love online, so I'm sorry. I teach that too with, my business. Yeah. The importance of it and how it helps to grow and expand you.
All right. So we got another 10 minutes or so before we need to take a break. So your next goal with your business is to go into education. So let's try and educate the listeners a little bit while I got you here. So what are some social media tips that you see a lot of people doing wrong that they should be doing? What are some things people are doing wrong that you could fix?
Well, I posted this recently this morning. I'm glad you asked. My recent post this morning was, I get this question asked a lot, especially small business owners that are starting out. They ask me, I'm just starting out. The question is, should I just continue with my social media, my Facebook or my Instagram, or should I merge or start with a website? Mm-hmm. And my question still remains the same. It depends if you want to own your content. Because here's the thing, intellectual property is the key. When you have your content on your website, and if it's not like a website builder, it's like a professional website build, that content, your information, you have more ownership. You can control that. That's with your domain. When you register your domain, it's automatically your name is on that. Whoever has registered that domain can either put it in your name or you put it in your name, and you own that domain. It automatically goes to the National Domain Society, and that has your name. Now that already right there will give you ownership of your domain. But with your website and the hosting, that's a total different thing. That's two different things. You got your domain and you got your hosting. But with those two components, if you own those and you have your website and you have the content up there, you own that. You have a right to go on there, change it, do the different things, maneuver what you want to do. Right. If you have your Facebook and your Instagram, which is still good. We teach social media. It's really good. But the difference is when you have your content on there, you no longer can own that. That's Facebook. That's Facebook content. And when they decide to do all these changes as they constantly do, that's still your brand in line. That's still, keep in mind, when they change, your brand somehow changes. And so that's what we teach. Like, if intellectual property is important to you, you need a website. If it's not, you just want to put something up and it's just content on there, Facebook will own it, Instagram will own it, or any social network that you have, then that's totally up to you. So that's one of the things that I recently just shared this morning on my Facebook page. So gotcha. That's one of the tips. So
the goal would be to then start out on social media and get people to go to your website. Is that the main goal, or does it just depend on the situation?
It depends on the situation. I mean, of starting it with social media, in my opinion, is okay. That's okay, because that's where the going audience is now. Everybody is on social media now, and it's already been statistically proven that people are going on there to shop. People are going on there to just scroll through their news feed constantly on a daily basis. So it makes business sense to get on social media. It's just, my opinion is to not totally 100% rely on social media, because something happens, you get blocked. Something happens, you can't post in a group for about 12 to 24 hours because somebody probably clicked on block. It's just, it depends on what decision you want to make as a business owner. So those are some conversations that we normally have with someone who asks that question. It depends. If intellectual property is important to you, get a website. If it's not, you just want to put something up there and you might want to get blocked. Sometimes you just don't know the changing rules and everything.
Algorithms, all that good stuff.
So it just depends.
So what works really well for you in your business?
Both.
Okay. Well, in social media
social media in general. Most of our audience is on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
And we have a large percentage of Twitter followers as well. But most of our business comes solely from Facebook. And so what we do is, of course, the website, we teach that, as well. There are some things that you can't get on our Facebook page, but you can on our website. There's some teaching that we put on through our website that you can't get on social media. That traffic has to be directed to our website, because why? Then we have our shop, we have our store, we have different things. So we have a strategy. And there are some discounts that you can only get through our email marketing campaign that you can't get on our social media. So the traffic still, absolutely. So absolutely. So I had, in our Facebook business group, I had shared a question a couple of days ago. I said I reviewed our website, and on it was one particular day, there was I think it was 20. Not mistaken, it was like 20 new people that visit our website. The others were existing customers, but there were only 2 people that booked. They went on our scheduled appointment page, but there were only 2 people that booked it. My question to business owners was, what business decision would you make with that data? So when you think of data analytics, that has truly helped me. For the MBA has truly helped me when it comes to analytics, just learning data, how to apply data, what does the statistics say about the business or the customer, learning the geographical of the area you're trying to go to with the events. All of that stuff plays. I would have never thought of that stuff just starting a business.
Right.
I would have said, okay, I just need a logo, give me, put my pay stuff. Give me some business card. I would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
I would have never thought about searching an area and getting the data and all of that. Never.
All right, so one more question then. How do you feel about all these social media companies like Snapchat going public? Like, what does that mean for your business? And what does that mean for you?
I love it. That you mean public as far as like the stock and the stock exchange?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's a great opportunity because businesses can invest in it. And so absolutely, when you think of the financial standpoint, absolutely, it's a great way. If you're looking at it from the brand marketing, they have a great opportunity for you to take a free profile, basically, just like Facebook. It's like free on our end. We think, well, somewhat free. I can break that down where it's not, but where the advertisers come in at. But, just building a page, building a presence, you can build a brand on there. I mean, absolutely. I think it's a great opportunity.
Gotcha.
Both ways.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, we'll round off with that. Anything you want to leave the people with before we go to a break?
Well, no, not really. Now that I'm limited on what to say.
Okay. Well, we can't tell people how to find you. So,
great. Awesome. Okay. They can find me on the website, Loman Creative Services, and that is LOMAN creativeservices.com. And there you can go directly from our website to all our social media pages, which is Loman CS. So we're Loman CS on everything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, everything.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a short break with Bernice Loman of Loman Creative Services, and we're going to put her through the lightning round. So hang around with us. We'll be right back in a second. All right. Welcome back, Savannah, to the Savannah Business Showcase. I'm your host, Therese, and we're here once again with Bernice Loman of Loman Creative Services, and we're going to put her through the lightning round. Are you ready?
I am ready. I hope. I'm looking at you now like, okay, what is it? Guys, I haven't heard these questions yet. Let me warn you.
You'll do fine. You've been great so far, so you'll do fine with these. What did you want to be as a kid, and how does that relate to your current business?
What I wanted to be as a kid was an artist. I drew when I was little.
Okay.
As it relates to me now, just creativity. An artist, any entrepreneur, visionary, it starts with creativity. You see it, but then you now have to put it on paper. So as it connects with me now, just being creative, Loman Creative Services. So we're now creative with our graphics. We're now creative when we post and create websites and all that great stuff.
How have you approached failure in life?
I have approached failure by learning what to do with the failure, what information that I got from being I would say, when you're a failure, really, it's just an opportunity for you to learn something. So as I looked at it at that particular time as a failure, it helped me to see what could I do better.
What did you do before Loman Creative Services?
Before Loman Creative Services, I was a practice representative at Savannah Vascular.
Okay.
My MBA concentration is in health administration. So I geared it towards health. And even before that, I was an office manager at a medical associate's office in North Carolina.
Okay. Who influenced you early in life, and who's your mentor now?
My mother in life and even now. I see her strength. She was a single parent, learning to teach me things of life that she didn't quite understand, as far as like entrepreneurship, learning biblical standards. You'll hear me often talk about, God and how he's helped me with everything. So that came from my upbringing, learning and teaching me standards, but of a biblical standpoint. So I take that now. She's one of my greatest mentors.
Tell me a story about a failure. Yeah.
I would say a recent failure that I had, I would say probably about 2 years ago, I had a business failure. I had an event, and I felt like at the time I didn't weigh out everything, like the cost, and I ended up, and it was a youth event. And I didn't get any registrations. And I was like, I felt like a failure because I had already advertised everything. But what I did was, like I mentioned before, taking that and learning what I could have done. It was an opportunity. Well, I learned it was around the wrong time. I had the event around the time where kids and parents was trying to get school clothes. So really, given a $45 ticket sale it didn't make good sense, because you had parents around that time, was especially actually around the neighborhood, and the target that I was searching for were African American children, which around there demographically is mainly single parents. So that single parent had to come up with $45 for the registration, and yet get school clothes. So all of that, I had to really just take that failure and say, what could I have done differently? Because it could have been a lower cost. What could I have done to take, even if it was 45, I could have maybe did it 15 and try to come up with another way to get the other costs of the expenses of the business and the business location and all the other expenses that I had, the material and all that stuff. So I took that as a failure, but it helped me, and now I'm learning even more. Now what to do, how to do it, different times, different location, learning the different demographics, getting more involved into that. And I have an upcoming workshop now, youth workshop, and it's very successful.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah. I like to ask that question because it shows like some people just move around it. You know what I mean? Like, but if you can face it head on, it shows the strength of a person that they can take that failure, because everybody fails. Everybody goes through that. Do you have kids? Do you have kids?
I have one stepson.
Stepson. Okay. What are you going to teach your kids, or what have you taught your kids about entrepreneurship?
Well, he does. What I have taught him was to take what he wants to learn everything that all his gifts, all his talents that he has, use that as a business. And in fact, if you can look up Manny he used the word Manny, I think it said Manny Enterprises.
Okay.
He just got his EIN number like 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
So yeah, so
that's
cool. A great way for me to come on here and say, hey, he just did it. So yeah, that's what he took. He took that, and he has been observing the business, the hard work of it, and just to see that you can actually take your passion, you can actually take your gifts and your talents, combine that all into a business. And it's a skill that some people might not want to do, but want to pay you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes sense. Like, okay, you could pay me to do something I enjoy doing that I really like to do. That's fine. So yes.
How did you get your first clients?
My first client, I didn't even see them as a client. I was just helping. Like, I was just really just helping someone. I didn't see it as a client. And at the time, I didn't think of clientele, building it up and advertising and all that great stuff that comes into business startup. I just saw it simply as helping someone needed their information up online. Let me help them and let people, go to it and see what they have going on. Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I actually really love doing this. And then to see other people like, oh, this person saw my website. They wanted to know who did it. Okay, great. I mean, it goes on and on. Word of mouth is still one of the biggest marketing tools. Right. So it's just built on from there.
What have you had to sacrifice in order to start your business?
Time. I had to sacrifice time, personal time, to put in time for the business. I had to sacrifice even my 9 to 5. Like, I had to transition from that because the business required more of my attention than actually going to someone else's job. So I would say time, I had to sacrifice time, and I still do now sometimes, just to answer every call or answer emails, any requests that my customers have, to not maybe go grab something to eat right quick. I just have to do that later because right now I want to make sure that my client gets the answer that they're looking for.
What's one thing in your business that drains you of energy, and what's one thing that excites you?
That drains me? That's a good question. I wouldn't say it's something that really drains me of the business because I love it so much. And maybe I'm being optimistic. Maybe there is something, but I hadn't really detected or thought about it because I truly love what I do. Okay. And just the passion of seeing a vision that was given to me. And I believe God gives me these ideas or ways to help businesses and small ministries, and to take that and mix that with my creativity and to bring on my team to help me. We come in, combine, and to see the outcome of the work, and the client is like, wow, that's amazing. Like, I had a client recently, we did a flyer for him, and he sent me a message. He says the iMessage he sent was, I've gained a speaking engagement that fast just by the flyer you just designed. So it's work like that. Like, wow, just taking that excites me. I had another client, we did a flyer for her, and she has a new a live show. And she sent me a message. Well, matter of fact, she sent the message, and she told me in person when she came to our workshop. And she says, the people that, when they saw my flyer, I've been getting so much engagement from that flyer. Thank you. That excites me. Yeah. Just to see like, wow, it's not only going out or created. Anybody can pretty much put on something and create it, but actually getting it to we understand the colors, what type of colors your audience like. Those are some things that we go deep into, and that is what stands us apart. understanding brand colors. What are the people? What are they watching? Who are the people looking at it? What are the age group? Learning personality, all that great stuff. And to get the outcome is like, wow, that excites me.
All right. Fair enough. I like that answer. What's something you consume religiously? Could be a blog, TV show, YouTube, podcast, food, experience. What's something you do all the time?
Posting, engaging, customer engagement. I would say number one. That would be something I do, whether it's blogs, whether it's Facebook posting, whether it's Snapchat, doing silly, crazy stuff on Snapchat. Like I was using the new Facebook filter. Mm-hmm. Like, while you going live now, you can have like a silly hat. It looks like a silly hat, but it's really not. And some sunglasses. And I was acting all crazy with my followers, but it was to engage the youth, because most adults like, what the heck she doing? But it was to engage the youth, because I was talking about the new youth branding workshop that we have upcoming. So, it's some of the things that I do religiously is just customer engagement, doing something silly. Like, you gonna hear from me. You comment, you post something, I'm gonna comment back. I send sometimes little voice messages through Facebook. Hey, how you doing? Just checking on you. Y'all okay? Just doing some engagement. I'm there.
What's something most people don't know about you?
Well, I said earlier about music. Most people don't know I sing because they see just the business. They see CEO of Loman Creative Services. But I sing. I play. I play music. I love keyboard. I love drums. So most people don't know I play the drums. Okay. So, yeah.
Well, are you a part of a group? You just sing in church, or what do you do?
I sing and I play in church, like, every now and then. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually transitioning now, trying to look for a home church. So yeah.
A few more. We'll let you get out of here. What was the last experience that made you a stronger person?
The last business experience I had.
Doesn't matter.
That made me a better person. That's a good one. I don't know. That's a good one. The last experience that I had. See, when you repeat the question, that's a good question. Let's see. I had to think for that one. Because I really do have a lot of experiences, but I want to say, how has that made me a better person? That's the question. Let's see. Well, I don't know. I would say
we can come back to it if you want.
Okay. I would say I recently had a client that had a lot of questions. It was very detailed on the website, but they still had a lot of questions, which we had customers who had a lot of questions before. So that what made me add a FAQ link on our site so that it's frequent asked questions. But we do sometimes have clients who still want to actually have us on the phone answering every question. So with that, that has truly helped me though, to be a good listener and to just understand that there are some people that aren't as tech savvy as we are. That has really helped. And I had a good question. I'm thinking about that now. I just had another person who, although we were sending stuff through emails, she actually was more old school, where she didn't want to receive a lot of it from emails. She wanted me to call her and pick up the phone and actually go over the order with her. For me, I'm like, okay, that's great, but we have an online order. But it still helped me to be better in a better listener, understanding people and where they are. And there are some people that prefer maybe snail mail than actually sending it through email. Because we're tech savvy does not mean that there are people that are like 100% tech savvy.
True.
So that has helped me to really be a better listener, understand people where they are, and try to help them cater around our customer service to where they are.
I agree. A few more. What story does your family always tell about you?
First, my nickname, Bean. It starts with that. Like, I don't want that name, but it's Bean. But then as growing up, I didn't like Bean. So most of my friends at the time called me Bean. Okay. So they will always say, yeah. And my uncle, I'm very close to my uncle. He would always share the story of when he used to take me to the stores and I used to hide behind the clothes in the racks, and he would be so nervous because I would stay there for a long time. And he's like, he tells the story like all the time, and that he would come in his mind like, what should I tell her mom, Mary Ann? Because my mom was very protective of me. His thought was, what should I tell her mama that I lost her child? And he said he'll look up, and then when he look around, he'll hear me. He tells that to everybody. Like, really, that's the family story.
Okay, got you. Okay, I used to do the same thing. That's funny. What's your favorite book?
My favorite book, other than the Holy Bible, I would say right now, one of my favorites is The Pigs in the Parlor. I've been reading that as a spiritual, actually a spiritual book, but I've really been reading that lately. It's been one of my favorites so far. And I also like, I love all of T.D. Jakes' books, and John Maxwell leadership books. Jump has been really good too, by Steve Harvey. I've been reading that as well.
What is there a quote that's always been a mantra that you live by?
No specific quote. No, I wouldn't say not a quote.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So there's a concept called the 80-20 principle, Pareto's principle. So it says that 20% of your actions equal 80% of your results. So in your business, what are the 20%? Well, what's the small amount of things that you do that gets you the most results?
I think what I just mentioned, just understanding people. When you understand people and clients where they are, that has tremendously helped me, because with that, it has gotten us referrals. It has gotten us reviews, website reviews. It's gotten us website, Facebook reviews. Just understanding people where they are in their business. You have some people, like I've learned that I'm big up on like going into the social media world, because that's where people are. But then you have some business owners that says, I don't want to do social media. I'm okay with, I don't need a website. They don't see the importance of it. So I'm learning now to say, okay, maybe they just don't understand the benefits of it. So with that helps me with the teaching side, because I can teach you some benefits of why you need it. Like before, I shared some things that maybe people didn't know about ownership or intellectual property. But now that you know, then this is what you can do with it. Yeah. Now that you know, here's our plans for our websites. Now that you know, here's,
You got to know first. You got to understand. You're right. Two more. If you had a superpower or ability, what would you choose and why?
Who came up with these questions? Who came up with these questions? Superpower. Lord, the power of the Lord knows. Superpower. To see someone way ahead before they even come up.
Okay, I don't know
be
why.
Like, okay. That crazy customer gonna call you at 2:00. Oh, I ain't picking up this phone at 2:00. Let me hit this. Yep, that would be my to know who's
give the U-turn. I'll holler at you later.
Yep.
Okay, I got you. Last one. Advice for entrepreneurial kids and their parents.
Say it again.
Advice for entrepreneurial kids and their parents.
Oh yes. As soon as you decide what you like to do, because you have some youth that haven't decided exactly what they want to do. But there are some parents that can still detect that just by some things that your children may be doing or doing more of. Take that and then my advice for the parents is like my mom did at a very early age. I got a bunch of like notepads, writing pads, musical instruments. I got it all the time, but I was able to, I had the material. So my advice first for the parents, supply the material to your child's vision. Supply the material for your child's vision. And with that, they get the chance to explore. They get the chance to see, okay, I like this. I have this. This is some things that, I'm interested in doing. And you have some youth that, might not know exactly where, but if you supply them, then they can have something to work with. You have a lot of youth that can write, they can sing. Creating them with great mentors that does what they're trying to do.
Supply the material for your child's vision. I like that a lot. That's very well said. Okay, well, that's it. That's it for the interview. Thank you for joining us. How can people find you? How can people reach you?
On our website, Loman Creative Services, LOMAN, and that's creativeservices.com. There you can find us on all our social media networks under @LomanCS. Again, that's LOMAN CS for Creative Services, and you can find us on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, all that great stuff.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you everybody out there for joining us this morning. Once again, I was here with Bernice Loman, LomanCreativeServices.com. You guys can find me, the Savannah Business Showcase, on Facebook and YouTube, or at WRUU.org. Just Google Savannah Business Showcase. You'll probably see one of our YouTube videos pop up. So thank you guys for joining us. As always, you have a half the week or a full week ahead of you. Go out there and do something amazing. Go out there and do something impactful locally. You don't have to change the world to change somebody's life. So be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week.